Amy's Life, Structure Lesson. Instructions. Watch the video lesson to understand how this grammar structure works and how you can use it to communicate more efficiently. Hey boys and girls, you are doing superb. Today we are going to be looking at another one of these wonderful lessons in grammar, which will help you learn how to structure a sentence correctly in English. This will allow you to speak English more proficiently. If you've been following along with the previous modules, you know that recently we have been looking at different verb tenses. Well, today we are going to look at something a little bit different. In this lesson, we will be looking at the possessive case. Maybe you are thinking at this moment, what is that? How does it work? But don't worry about it right this second. Just relax and get ready for the ride because you are going to learn all about it in these next few lessons. Just stick with me and I will quickly wade you right through this. By the end of this module, you will have mastered this material. The possessive case is a subset of the genitive case. Now, just so you know, the possessive case is a part of the genitive case. The genitive is a grammatical structure that suggests relationship between nouns. Although they both have similar meanings and uses, the genitive case can express a much wider range of relationships between nouns than the possessive case does. So there is no need to worry about all of that right now. Because right now, we are going to be looking at the relationship of possession between nouns. In other words, we are going to focus on the possessive case. Okay? What is the possessive case? All you need to understand right now is that the genitive case describes the relationship between nouns. And the possessive case is used when you want to indicate possession between the nouns. The possessive case is the grammatical case used to indicate a relationship of possession. The possessive case is the form used to indicate possession or ownership of something. So in a more general sense, this relationship may be thought of as one item belonging to, being created from, or otherwise deriving something from another, usually in a way that can be expressed by the English preposition of. How to form the possessive case? The possessive case is usually created by adding an apostrophe with an S at the end of the word indicating ownership. Nearly all nouns and indefinite pronouns show possession by ending with the apostrophe S. Here are some examples of the possessive case being used in the English language. Nominative case, brother. Possessive case, brothers, of the brother. Example, he sharpened his brother's pencil. Lady, ladies, of the lady. Xander found the lady's locket. Bicycle. Bicycles, of the bicycle. The bicycle's tires are flat. Janet. Janet's, of Janet. Janet's house was a mess. Dog. Dogs, of the dog. The dog's collar came loose. Car. Cars, of the car. The seat of the car is broken. Tree. Trees, of the tree. The tree's leaves are falling. Snake. Snakes, of the snake. The snake's tongue flickered rapidly. Wow, that was intense. But you are doing fantastic. I hope these examples help you understand this material better. I know that there is a lot of information here, but don't worry if you didn't understand it all. You will begin to pick this up as we continue. In the next lesson, we are going to look at how to use the apostrophe plus S correctly to indicate possession. And then you are going to learn more about how to use the possessive case correctly. If you have any questions, just let us know. When and how to use the possessive case. The possessive case is used primarily with the names of living things. Here are some examples. The lion's mane, the president's bodyguards, the queen's carriage. The possessive case is not normally used with the names of lifeless things. Instead, we use the structure with of. Here are some more sample sentences. The leg of the table, not the table's leg. The cover of the book, not the book's cover. The floor of the house, not the house's floor. So just remember that living things usually use the apostrophe S form, and non-living things are indicated by the use of the word of. However, as usual, there are a few exceptions to the rule. The possessive case is often used with the names of personified objects. These are objects or non-living forms that are referred to as a living being. See the examples below. Nature's laws. Fortune's favorites. At duty's call. At wit's end. You also use the possessive case with nouns that denote time, space, and weight. Take a look at this. In a year's time, a day's work, at a stone's throw, a pound's weight. And you can also use the possessive of a proper noun denoting a trade, profession, or relationship. It can often be used to denote a building or place of business as well. And look at these. She has gone to the baker's. Example, baker's shop. Tonight we are dining at Smith's. Example, Smith's house. Very good. Now that you have a better idea of when and how to use the possessive case, let's go ahead and talk about how to structure the possessive case. What follows are some simple rules for creating the possessive form. It is not as difficult as it seems. 1. If a singular noun does not end with the letter S, then add apostrophe S. The delivery boy's truck was blocking the driveway. Joe Guillermo's valedictorian speech was humbling and inspiring. The students' attempts to solve the problem were recognized. 2. If a singular proper noun ends in S, add an apostrophe. Chris's exam scores were higher than any other student. Femi Basic's third store in the city has just opened. Krispy Kremes doughnuts are the best. 3. If a singular common noun ends in S, add apostrophe S unless the next word begins with S. If the next word begins with S, add an apostrophe only. This includes words with S and SH sounds. The boss's sister was even meaner. The witness's story did not match the events recorded on tape. For goodness sake. 4. If a noun is plural in form and ends in an S, add an apostrophe only, even if the intended meaning of the word is singular, such as physics, mathematics, and measles, as mentioned previously. The instructor asked us to analyze 10 poems' meanings. The dog catcher had to check all of the dog's tags. It is hard to endure the Marine Corps style of discipline. 5. If a plural noun does not end in S, add '*s. Every country must have a law that promotes and safeguards children's rights. The media's coverage of the hostage-taking incident sparked our interest. Women's success in the business field is not a surprising news. 6. If there is joint possession, use the correct possessive for only the possessive closest to the noun. Lonzaga and Vecca's campaign was successful. MG is worried about her mother and father's marriage. Jabbo and Jacko's dog ran away. 7. If there is a separate possession of the same noun, use the correct possessive form for each word. The owner's and the sale attendant's alibis were equally false. The dog's and the cat's owners were in school when the fire broke out. Rod's and Ryan's jerseys are both torn. 8. In a compound construction, use the correct possessive form for the word closest to the noun. Avoid possessives with the compound plurals. My father-in-law's BMW is really fun to drive. The forest ranger's truck is painted an ugly shade of green. Your neighborhood letter carrier's job is more difficult than you imagine. Whew! That was a lot of information there. I hope that helped you understand how to create the possessive forms and when you use the apostrophe or not.